What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Adventure Outpost. It is another weekly report day, weekly report number 2. Not so much to go over this week. I did pick up, me and my fiance picked up some fun stuff from Disney/Universal. Not a lot of stuff, obviously, because we only went for the weekend. We weren't trying to go crazy, but we picked up some few items that I'll show you today. But we'll start, as always, with the movies that we picked up this previous week. And again, while we didn't pick up much, the two big items that we did pick up were pretty fucking huge. But we'll start it off easily with Nightmare Alley. They were out of the Steelbook. I see the Steelbook is back in production now. I don't know if I'll pick it up. I might at some point if it drops down in price. But for right now, I'm just going to stick with this sweet little slipcover. This was a really fun movie. I don't think it won anything at the Oscars last night. Of course, I didn't watch because I was flying home from Disney. Not that I really watch the Oscars ever anyway, because I don't really care. I just look up the winners afterwards. But Nightmare Alley, great movie. Even though it didn't win the Oscars, you should definitely check it out. Then I picked up this fucking beauty right here, which is the Godfather trilogy. Comes with 1, 2, 3, and a bonus disc, all on 4K. It has been a while since I have seen The Godfather and The Godfather Part 2. I watched the third one not too long ago, once they released the Coda version, but I'm definitely going to watch it again, just so I can watch all 3 of these one after the other and see how that trilogy holds up. And then the big boy that we got was the Hunger Games complete Steelbook collection. All 4 movies in these beautiful Steelbook forms. I really like this case that it comes in too. I have only ever watched all of these movies once in theaters, so it will be interesting to go back now and watch them all in 4K with the Steelbook collection and see how they hold up. I remember liking the first one. I thought the first one was a very interesting young adult dystopian sci-fi movie. I remember hating the second one because it seemed like just a copy and paste job from the first one. And then I cannot tell you anything about what happens in the last 2. So it'll be interesting to go back and watch those again. But now we'll move on to all of the fun little trinkets that we picked up from Universal and Disney this weekend. We'll start with Disney because Disney was the light one. We tended to go a little bit more ham at Universal simply because we haven't been to Universal in a while. So they had a bunch of cool new stuff there for us to pick up. Whereas we go to Disney so often that most of the stuff we saw there is the same stuff that was there the last time we went. So there wasn't really much to pick up. As far as trinkets go, the only thing we really picked up from Disney was a cool Disney mug that has all 4 of the parks on it, that we got to go in with Heather's coffee mug collection. She collects so many coffee mugs. Maybe one day I'll do a video showing off all of the coffee mugs that she has. But now we have added one from Walt Disney World. It even says, if you can see in there, Walt Disney World. It's a fun little one on there to add. It's got, look at that, Kilimanjaro Safaris, the Tree of Life, Expedition Everest, Epcot with the monorail. We got Space Mountain, Magic Kingdom, It's a Small World, Tower of Terror, and the worst ride at the park, Rock and Roller Coaster. And then, as usual, with what I pick up every time that I go to an amusement park, what I always have to do is I always have to pick up my park maps. So we've got our Hollywood Studios one for this time. It's got Minnie on it with the 50th celebration at the bottom. We got our Animal Kingdom one that has the Tree of Life at night, all lit up with its 50th anniversary one. We've got the Magic Kingdom, which has got the mouse himself, Mickey Boy, up there with our 50th anniversary. And then the ultimate combo of Epcot with the Harmonious show with the 50. This little sequencing that they do on each one is fine. I would have preferred much more to see more of Harmonious on here, but hopefully, every few months they release new maps. So hopefully next time I go, they'll have something better. And then we got our Epcot Flower and Garden Festival little booklet, because it was the festival for the Flower and Garden when we went. So there was a bunch of really cool artwork going on with flowers and gardens. It was fun. It was cute. And then if we start Universal, which we will start off with that, going along with our park maps, is our 2-park map for Universal. This has both Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios in it. We only go to Islands of Adventure because the Universal Studios park itself is not really that exciting to me. Until they get better stuff, I really have no interest in going there. The only thing that I would want to do there would be E.T. and the Mummy. I am not a big fan of all the other rides. They have consistently done the opposite of what Disney does, and they have just removed pretty much every classic ride that they ever had. It's a shame that there's no more Jaws, there's no more Twister, Terminator 2, Confrontation, Earthquake, all these rides that opened with the park that were like classics that were tied into the history of the beginning of this park, and they just got rid of them one after the other. Back to the Future, it's a shame. I understand that everything has to, can always stay. Sometimes you got to change some stuff, but the fact that they have just shedded so much of their history is a real shame. The only thing there that still remains from when I was a kid, when I first went in 1995, is E.T. And if they ever get rid of E.T., I will never go to Universal Studios again in my life. I'll stick with just Islands of Adventure because that park is fucking incredible. And the new Epic Universe, which also looks incredible. But Universal, come on, remember your history, man. Stick with your history. It's good for you. Yes. But now we'll cut over to all the stuff that we got at Universal, and we'll start it off with this really cool shirt that I got. I wish it was Jurassic Park logo instead of Jurassic World, but it's a small little concession simply because I love the long sleeve shirt that has these images here on the side, which is like a dino egg, the fly, the DNA, and all that stuff that goes with Mr. DNA for Jurassic Park. And then on the back, we have got Mr. DNA himself going bingo, Dino DNA. Great shirt. Had to pick it up mostly because it got really windy and cold at night, and I was just in a t-shirt, and I am a skinny guy, so I get cold very quickly. So I picked this up to stay warm, but also it looked fucking awesome, and I was like, I'll fucking wear that anytime. Why not? Now, my fiance Heather, along with most people in our generation, I am not one of them, but I understand the love for it. They love Harry Potter. This generation of people born probably from the late 80s to the early 2000s when the movies were coming out, they've all grown up and they love Harry Potter, whether it was the books or the movies or the theme parks and all that stuff now. But Heather is one of those people that loves Harry Potter, so of course she had to pick up this neat little, what is this? Thing that goes on the tree. I don't know why I can't think of words right now. My God, I'm a fucking moron sometimes. It has been a long weekend and I'm still recovering and catching up on sleep. So I have no idea how to say words. But we got this really cool ornament. That's the fucking word. Jesus Christ. We've got an ornament for Harry Potter, which has on it, it says the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Universal Studios, and then it has Hogwarts in the background in this little casing. It is, it's neat, it's cool. It'll be a nice collection to add to our growing amount of ornaments. Heather loves it. After that, we've got this classic Universal. I'm all about classic Universal because it's got all my favorite old rides. We got this classic drink cup that you were able to use to fill up soda, drinks, whatever you wanted all day. But it has back all the old stuff, Back to the Future, the Monster Show, Jaws. It has the old style Universal Studios Florida emblem with E.T. on the top. We got Confrontation, Earthquake, E.T. The only thing it's missing is that bad boy Twister. They seem to have just like erased Twister from everything. Like we found all this stuff, this old stuff, in a Universal Studios Legacy store, which has all this classic merchandise. And it had classic merchandise for every old park ride that was there, with the exception of Twister. You couldn't find anything Twister there. And that made me very upset because Twister is one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't know why they would disrespect Twister this way. I just poured fucking water on myself because we just cleaned this. Although it's shameful. Bill Paxton, may he rest in peace, is rolling in his grave, Universal. Get your Twister merchandise back. The people want it. And then last but not least, I picked up the last of the classic Universal Studios attractions that they had in glasses form. So I had gone a month prior at the beginning of February to Disney's and Universal so that I could ride Velocicoaster. And the first time I was there, they had these awesome glasses that they had E.T. that has a whole little story when the ride opened, all about what the ride is, and then has this awesome artwork on it to go with that. So let's just put that one right there. We got E.T. right there. And then the next one they had was a confrontation one that was also an opening day attraction. And we've got this really awesome artwork for King Kong. We'll put him right there. We'll let them go like that. And then when I went this time, they had two more. We had the Jaws one, another opening day attraction of 1990, which has this awesome freaking artwork on it with Jaws. Put him right there. And then finally, it had Back to the Future, the ride, which opened in 1991 with its body of work. And then, of course, Doc Brown and Marty McFly dealing with all of our time travel shenanigans. So I picked that up as well. So now these are the only four ones they had. I think this is the full collection. The lady that I asked said that there wasn't any more that she knew about. Again, just disrespecting Twister's legacy. Like, where's my give me some Twister on there? It'd be cool if they had an Earthquake one also. It'd be nice to get one that was all of the original attractions. So if they had like a Hanna-Barbera classic one, it would be really awesome to get a handle on all of those. But for right now, we have these awesome four glasses that I can't wait to display up in my loft and have all of those up there for all of that goodness. And then in our world of posters that we collected for this weekend, we got The Lost City. We've got this old style one. This was the original, I think, like teaser trailer one that they put up. That's really cool. I also got the newer one that has like everybody on it. I don't have that one yet. I'm waiting for that one to come in. And then I'll have that. On the background, we got the old, this was the first Turning Red that they were putting out back when there was no release date. Just said 2022, so I got this awesome one in there also. And then we've actually got a whole bunch of photos. Yeah, we're gonna put that one right there because now we've got, I'm gonna throw all that stuff on the ground to then get to this next one, which was a movie that came out this past week, which is Infinite Storm. It's a movie with Naomi Watts. I've yet to see it. It is at my theater. I will check it out at some point this week, but I didn't get to it yet because I had to go to Disney and go have some fun. But we'll get to it. And then last but not least, a movie that I can't wait to go see, but it's only playing in the city right now, so hopefully it comes to the island soon. And that is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. This movie looks fucking wild. Michelle Yeoh, love her, can't wait. Really want to see this movie, so I hope it comes out in more theaters in the upcoming weeks. But those were all the posters that I picked up. As far as reading and writing goes, reading-wise, I didn't really get to do much, obviously because I went to Disney this weekend and it was hectic at work the previous week because I would be going away for the weekend. So I did not get to do as much as I wanted to. I did finish the final book in the Expanse series. I was able to read Goosebumps number 3, which was Monster Blood, and I am about a little more than 2/3 of the way done with Disclosure by Michael Crichton. I was able to read a good chunk of that on the flight down and on the flight back in between my bouts of sleeping, between my Xanaxed up flight head that I need. But I got as much reading as I've done. I'm going to finish that book this week, and then I'm going to start Stephen King's Needful Things. I'm going to read the next book in the Goosebumps series, which was Say Cheese and Die, and then we'll see where I'm going to go from there in regards to what I'm going to read. As far as writing goes, I wrote very little. Again, as I said, it was a hectic work week and then I went away. So I really only got to write about 5 to 10 pages of the next short story in the book series that I'm writing right now. I will be able to knock much more out this week now that I am back and I can get back into my rhythm of my schedule of reading, writing, watching movies, playing video games, doing all that good stuff, all that fun stuff that I like to do. So hopefully in the next report, I will be much closer to finishing that second short story. Movie watching, I got to do even less. It was a running theme of the week that I did not get to do too much. The only new movie that I watched was Disney Plus's Cheaper by the Dozen, a movie that was not so great. It was fine. I mean, it's a family movie. It's not really made for me, so obviously I'm not going to get as much mileage out of it as a young kid may these days, because, I mean, when I was a kid, I loved the Steve Martin Cheaper by the Dozen, and as I've watched it as an adult, I realized that movie is also pretty crap. But I'm sure there's kids out there today that watched that movie and are probably enamored with it. So it is what it is. It's not a movie for me. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's not particularly great or interesting for me, but that's what I watched this week. As far as rewatching movies, I watched Jurassic Park on 4K the night before we left for Disney to get myself pumped up for Universal and going on Velocicoaster. And then on the flight down, I put on Ratatouille before I promptly fell asleep about 10 minutes into it. And then I did the same thing on the way home. I tried to finish Ratatouille, and again, I fell asleep maybe about 10, 15 minutes into it. So that was not a lot of viewing for the week. I'm going to try to watch some more stuff this week. I got to catch up on so many movies that I missed. Infinite Storm, The Lost City that came out this weekend. At my theater, we got the big Bollywood movie RRR, Rise, Revolt, Revolution, I think the 3R stand for. I don't know, but we got it. It looks wild, and I can't wait to watch that movie. That's definitely one of the first ones I'm watching this week. I'm seeing The Lost City on Thursday with my fiance because she really wants to see it, so I'm going to wait for her so that we are both schedules linked up from work that we can go to it. And then the rest of them I'm going to get to as I can. Infinite Storm, I think I have a movie or two from the previous week that I still have to catch up on. So this week is going to be all about trying to catch up and getting ourselves prepared for this week so that we're all lined up for when that epic piece of turd Morbius comes out so that we could see it as soon as we can and watch that piece of garbage. Movie-wise for pickups this week, it's going to be another light little week. Not a lot comes out. It is mostly Sing 2 is coming out, and also the Owen Wilson, Jennifer Lopez movie, Marry Me. I'm going to be picking up both of those. It seems that they finally got The Apartment back in stock on 4K. I missed out on that one the first time it came around, but it's one of my favorite movies of all time. So I'm going to be picking up that one as well. And that's mostly it for the pickups. I'm not going to do too much picking up wise this week simply because I've already spent so much money going away to Universal and Disney. So there's just simply no need. It's let the wallet get some much needed rest and come back harder in the weeks to come. Maybe might go to a used bookstore and see if I could find something that I need for cheap, but there will be nothing big expenditure wise. It's going to be a nice, comforting, calm week of catching up on all the shit I missed and catching up on all the YouTubers and all the stuff that I always watch. Mid-level media's videos that I've missed, all the peeps. I found a new guy, Myers and the Mouse in Disney, so I'm going to go in and check out some of his videos. I caught him live streaming in Magic Kingdom when I was in there one day, and found his live stream while I was standing right next to him and subbed to it while I was there, so that was a pretty funny moment. But that's pretty much all I'll be doing this week. But that's all I got for this week. Let me know down in the comments what you got planned on for this week, whether it's collecting, movie watching, playing video games, watching movies, TV shows, whatever the fuck you're doing. I want to hear it down below. But until that time, you have been you, I have been me. There are no movies behind us that we love because I am in the different part of the dojo today. But nevertheless, get your ass out there and go watch some movies. I know my ass is going to. I'm going to go finish the last episode of 11/20/22/63 right now, and that is what we're doing today. Until next time, adventure on.